Hello guys and welcome back to EMG Source. Today I'm going to show you how to install Windows using Parallels Desktop. Okay, so in the last video, if you saw it, I showed you how to do it using VirtualBox. This is the complete free way. So this way we have to use a cracked version in order for you to do all this without spending a single penny. So let's go through it, and just for the sake of the video, to make it not so big, I kind of skipped all the downloads. I downloaded everything beforehand, so I'm gonna go through the steps, but I'm gonna skip through all the installations. All right, so let's go through it. All right, so hopefully it helps. So the first thing you want to do is you want to click on this link right here, and this link is gonna have Parallels the zip file. Okay, which is going to bring you right to here. So you're going to click on download, and it's going to download the zip file onto your downloads folder, and you're just going to move it over to your desktop here. Okay, so here's the zip file. All right, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to click on the next link here, and this is going to bring you to a torrent downloader, basically the Utorrent, so that you could download whatever's on this zip file. So you're going to click on download there, and that's the Utorrent here. So once you're done downloading those two files right here, you're basically done with your Safari, and you could click that off. All right, and get rid of that. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to unzip that file, and it's going to give you this. So as soon as you double click it, it's going to unzip it and give you that. So you're done with this. You don't need this anymore. All right. The next thing you want to do is you want to install the Utorrent. So once you install it, just follow the steps. Like anytime you download any DMG file, just install it. It's gonna open up this box, and it's gonna say double click. You double click, and just leave it by itself. It's gonna do everything, and it's gonna open this up. So you don't even have to look for it in your Launchpad. But if it doesn't launch, just go to Launchpad and look for it, and it should be right there. But other than that, it should open up by itself. So then you're done with this. You don't need that anymore. And the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna grab that unzip file that you just unzipped, and you're gonna drag it right in here. You see with the plus sign, and it's gonna start downloading it for you. So once it's done downloading, it shouldn't take too long, less than 5 minutes, because it's not a big file. Okay, it'll download, and it's gonna give you this folder right here on your desktop. Okay, so then now you're done with this. You can close this out. You don't need this anymore. So let's close that out. All right, quit. All right, so once you're done with that, you're gonna get this folder right here. Like I said, you open that up, and once you open that up, it's gonna give you the setup folder here, and you're gonna double click on that, which is gonna open up this guy right here. Okay, so once you open this up, again, very simple, double click on that, and it should install with no issues whatsoever. So it's going to install Parallels into your computer. It shouldn't ask you for any password. One thing I am going to mention is that this is version 11. I don't know, 1 or 2 or whatever it is. There's a couple different versions. Okay, so whenever it asks you to, if it says there's a new version, would you like to upgrade, don't click on yes. Keep whatever version this is. Whatever version this is what you want to install. 11.1.2.3. okay, that's what you want to install. You don't want to install any new version, because then that version is not going to be cracked. You're gonna have to go through the whole pay thing to get this going. All right, so keep whatever version it gives you. Okay, if it doesn't, if it asks you for a password or for a key, basically, that's when you're gonna click on this tools folder and just read through this. And all you really have to do is grab this folder and replace it with the folder that's already there. When you open up your Macintosh, go to Applications. Let's see where's you find Parallels right here, right? You're gonna right click on it, and you're gonna show package contents. Go to contents, and then you just basically gonna move that file right over here, and that's gonna give you that patch, so that you don't have to enter any key just to get this going. But for the most part, when you guys double click on this, you shouldn't have to use this at all. Just double click on it, it's gonna do everything by itself. All right, so this is just in case something happens. Okay, you could read through it and see exactly step by step what to do there, but just double click on it, it'll install. Okay, once it's done installing, you're gonna get this right here. Okay, the wizard. Through the wizard, what you want to do is you want to install from image. Okay, now if you saw my last video, I gave you the link here to as well. You could click on this link, and this link is going to bring you over to how to download Windows 10, a free version of Windows 10. Let me see if I can go to it actually. Open link, and you see it's going to offer right to Safari, and I'm going to leave all these in the description below so that you can see it. Let's wait for this to open. It's gonna be a little slow right now because I got the screen recording, everything going at the same time. But let's see if it opens up. All right, there we go. It's opening up. So excuse my computer for being a little slow, again, due to all the things that I have running in the background. Yours should work a lot faster than this, of course, you know. I'm doing this on a Mac Mini, so it's not the fastest machine in the world. I would recommend that if you have 4 gigs of memory, definitely upgrade. You know, that's usually what the Mac Minis come with, 4 gigs. Upgrade to something, you know, maybe 16 or 8, you know, just to give it that little bit more oomph, you know, if you want to make sure that everything runs smooth, you know, because the processor is pretty good. It's just the memory is not the greatest. All right, so that's why this is taking a little longer. Again, I got all these programs running in the background, so it's giving me a little complications as far as, like, you know, with the screen recording and, you know, and all. All right. So once the page loads up, and again, it should load up a lot faster for you. It's just basically gonna ask you to select your edition. All right, so you're gonna select Windows 10. You click on confirm. Then it's going to ask you to choose your language. You choose your language. You click confirm, and that's it. It's going to download the zip, the DMG file, the ISO file. I'm sorry, right here. So again, click on Windows 10. Click on confirm. Right. Then it's going to ask you for your language. Okay, you pick your language. You know, whatever language you want. So let's click on English. You click on confirm. And then it's gonna start downloading. You know, it's gonna ask you if you want 32 or 64-bit. Now, if you're on a Mac that's a Core Duo or more, it's 64. If it's less than a Core Duo, it should be 32. So I mean, for the most part, most people is gonna have a 64-bit machine. So you click on that, and then it's just gonna download that ISO file. Okay. So once you get to the virtual machine here, it's going to ask you how do you want to, you know, if you already have a Windows PC that you want to connect to and then transfer all the files, you can do that. If you want to install a new version, which is this right here, you're going to click on the ISO, okay? So you're going to click on continue here. Okay, so it's going to find, it should automatically find it. See, it says Windows 10 English, see the Windows 10, 15, 11. So it automatically finds it. If it doesn't find it, then you could click on locate manually, and then, you know, you choose what kind it is. You know, if you're having a USB drive, DVD, or image file. So this is an image file. You can see the same picture. Click on image file, and you can drag the image right here, right? Or you can select the file by select file, and then wherever you saved it, you know, it'll find it from there. But for the most part, like I said, it's just gonna find it right away. As soon as you open this up, it should detect it, and you're gonna click continue, and then it's gonna do the whole installation, the whole process of installing Windows by itself. Okay, so this is the again, if you click on select file, you just go to desktop right here, and you find it, and right here, and you click on open, and it'll put it there. All right, like I said, it'll find it automatically. You know, you don't really have to do anything. You're gonna click on continue, and it's gonna start installing Windows it's going to take you to the process. It's going to ask you for a key. Okay, so I'm going to leave the keys here. There's a couple here that you can use. The first one worked for me, no problem. So you click on that, you copy it, and then you paste it right, copy and paste it right to there. Once you go through that, just let it do its thing. It's going to install Windows all by itself. The nice thing about Parallels is going to ask you, when it comes down to ask you how much memory and everything else, it's going to tell you, detect your computer and tell you what it recommends. Don't change any of those settings. Whatever it recommends, leave it at that. Okay? Because this is going to allow you to run Windows 10 and your Mac, without sacrificing either or. All right, so you're going to click continue. Let's see. Let's click continue. See, so it's going to ask you for the key. You're going to grab the key, copy and paste it, and then click on continue. And that's it, guys. Just let it install. The install takes about 30-40 minutes for it to completely install Windows. And once it's done, okay, basically it's going to give you Windows. And here I already have it installed. And what I like better than VirtualBox is that VirtualBox gives you just a little box here that you could kind of use it all in the same window. You can't make it larger. If you do, it gets very grainy. It doesn't look very good. This one actually is almost like you're having two computers at the same time. You see, you have your Mac here and you have your Windows. The other nice thing is that whatever files you have here, whether you have it on your trash, in your documents, anything, it gets shared right on your Windows side. So you don't really need to put a lot of hard drive space for the Windows side because everything is shared. So obviously if I have a torrent DMG file here, it's not going to show because it's not compatible. See, actually it shows, but it's not going to work. See, it's not a file for Windows, so it's not really going to work here. But if it's something that you could use, like a picture or something, like I have some little, let's see, little picture here that if I want to click on that, it'll work here as well as it would over there. And you see, it tells you which way to open it. Click on photos, okay, and it's gonna open up that image, right? And again, it's a little slow just because I'm running all this stuff in the background. But see, this image that I have on my Mac side, which I have here, okay, is gonna open over there as well. So whatever images I have here is gonna open here. So there's no need for you to drag and drop anything. It's basically Windows on top of whatever your Mac is, and as you can see, everything works the same way as Windows does. All the files you could run exe files, no problem. You can install it here. Obviously it won't work on the Mac side, but it'll work here. The nice thing, like I said, is that you're having both machines basically working together with each other, where you have one file here, it'll transfer over to here without you having to drag and drop anything. It's right there. All you got to do is click on it and work with it. So if you're, in my case, I do a lot of editing here for my if I wanted to mix these images together, I use programs here for that, and then I go to the Windows side and do that here. This is also good why you will want Windows when it comes down to coding. It's good because if you're, let's say if you're, and I'm gonna show you how to do that later, but if you want to save or zip any files that you need, to make your build or anything like that, the Mac side has this funny fake file that, I don't know, it adds to any zip folder. It's really weird. So when you try to load this up, it'll always give you an error when you're using your wizard. It doesn't work well. So that's why you need Windows. So if you can't afford to go buy another Windows machine, and you want the simplicity of using everything on one computer, this is the best way to do it, guys. This way you could zip your files, zip everything, load it up to wherever you need to load it, and it'll work great. No issues whatsoever. All right, so that's it. Again, I'll leave all these links in the description below. You're gonna need from here down all this, and very, very easy. The longest thing, it is gonna take you about an hour or so to install the whole thing, just because Windows takes that long to install. It takes about good 30-40 minutes to install. But other than that, it's a piece of cake. I mean, again, just whatever it recommends, leave it at that. Whatever, when you installing, very very important, when you installing that Parallels, make sure you don't upgrade to the latest version. Even if once you turn off your computer and it says a new version available, do not upgrade. Okay, do not upgrade, and because that will take care of it will erase the crack, and then you have to look for a key, or pay for a key for you to get that going. Do not upgrade. Okay, leave it the way it is. All right, you don't need it. As you can see, it works really good. There is absolutely no reason for you to upgrade, and that's it. It doesn't ask you for a key here. Everything is good. The key work. So great. All right, so that's it. Enjoy it. I hope this works a lot better for you. If you saw my last video on VirtualBox, again, if you don't want to go through, if you don't trust torrents, this is a safe torrent, by the way. But if you don't trust it, even if you don't trust it and you want to try it, you just delete it after that. Just go and delete everything. You don't really need it. You could erase it from your launch pad. You don't really need it. If you just need it just for that, go ahead and do so. But do not, if you're comparing these two, Parallels is so much better than VirtualBox. So much better. All right guys, that's pretty much it. Enjoy it, and I hope it works for you. Thank you.